Hey everyone, hope everyone is doing well and welcome back to another video. So I have a new focus, or I suppose it's one that's always kind of on the back burner, and that's simply getting enough sleep. Sleep is very similar to training, to where you have to accumulate it over time to get the benefits of it. So I can't just sleep 12 hours on a Saturday. I don't think I've ever slept quite 12 hours, but you know the idea that you can't just sleep on one day of the week and make up for other hours of sleep. It adds up during the week, and the only way to do it is when it's dispersed throughout the week. Much like training, I can't just have one day of the week where I do all of my volume and all of the exercises and do 20 different movements and then not train on the other 6 days of the week and have any sort of benefit of the training. You have to consistently train it every day with all the movements, or as many of them as you can, and just do them as frequently as you can to get the benefits of them from the practice and the neurological adaptations from the weights, and also just the strength of doing the weights. And that's something that I haven't done as well as I could, and that's something that has always been an issue when school starts up, is that I keep the same sleep schedule that I had during the summer, which is to go to bed not actually that unreasonably. I usually went to bed around midnight, but during the school year I have to adjust and go to bed earlier because I get up between 6 and 6:30 every day. So the math just isn't there to be getting enough sleep, and I can usually kind of coast by for the first month or so of school. I'll fall asleep in the summer because I've accumulated all that time. I've peaked my sleep from just getting enough during that time. But as the year wears on, as the stress accumulates from work, you have to be able to make those adjustments, and I haven't made those. And I've been eating enough, which has been a problem in years past, where I don't eat enough during the day or just in general, and then I end up losing weight, so then I'm tired because I don't have literal enough energy in my body to use. But I also had the problem of not getting enough sleep and still wanting to train really hard and having to fight against my body that wants to not lift and not train hard because it's exhausted and doesn't have the energy to do that. And I kind of push through, and then I get frustrated when I have these bad sessions, and I just have to get better sleep because sleep is more important than me staying up and playing Smite, a video game, or chess or something, or watching YouTube videos. Like it is more important to me to lift well, and I feel better when I lift well. Because even if lifting wasn't very important, like if I have a good session, or one I at least feel like I was making good attempts at these different weights or getting through different movements, I feel better than if I just do a really short session and then spend 2 hours playing video games or something. So I kind of have to make that adjustment and save the video games for more of the weekends, because really I'm never going to be that good at them, so there's not really much point of playing them too much during the week when I could be doing things like editing videos for YouTube, which I view as productive, but also doing other things, just eating enough and sleeping enough. And sleeping is going to be my big focus. In the last 2 nights I got some decent amount, and I want to continue to add upon that and really kind of set a bedtime for myself of 11 p.m. and not just get into bed at 11 p.m. but to be actively sleeping by then, which means to be in bed by 10:40, so I have enough time to actually fall asleep before that time, so that I'm getting closer to 7 hours of sleep. Because when in the past, when I have actually gotten north of 7 hours of sleep or around 7 hours of sleep, I feel great and I train fine. So it's usually the number I need to get to. I don't think I ever need to get to more than that. Potentially it could be beneficial, but it is usually a number that I can strive for, where I'm still able to do all the other things I want to do after work, besides training. And if I'm productive, I should say. If I'm not, then I don't have time to do all those different things. But I usually have enough time to do those things if I'm focused, and then I can train well, which is obviously the big focus. I did miss this snatch here because I was just early. These pulls the snatch pull plus snatch is going to be really good for me. One, it's going to, I'm sorry to get way off topic here, but it's going to help me accumulate more volume in the snatch, in the pull particularly, but also just to kind of practice that. So that's why I wanted to do that. But because I've been getting enough sleep, normally this movement is a really taxing one, and because I just have to pull it so long range of motion wise, but because I had more energy, I was able to work harder and to do drop sets, which I haven't been doing for a while, just because once I get to the top set, then I'm really tired. So you can already see that the sleep is benefiting me in the short term. And obviously as I move along, the sleep will have more and more of a benefit. Just like if you're squatting consistently and pushing weights up consistently, you're going to get better at doing those weights that lead up to those weights, and then you're able to attack heavier and heavier weights, and it just all accumulates. And it's actually very similar with nutrition as well. You can't just eat one large meal, a week, or splurge on Saturday and Sundays and hope that it holds over during the week. You have to consistently eat because your body goes through all of that. Same with sleep. Your body uses that sleep when you wake up, so you have to give it more back. And I haven't been doing that, and that's I've had this. I remember having this problem last year as well around this time. It's like after a month or so of school, all the benefits from sleep from the summer start to go away, and you start to realize like I actually have to make an adjustment and fix my sleep, and that just means getting to bed earlier. So I'm going to be really focusing on that. But here's a 225, and this is where normally like I wasn't. I was just running out of energy, but I just had just enough to make another crazy jump up to 315. And this is right here the difference of getting enough sleep or getting sufficient amounts of sleep. I suppose that's a bit redundant, but the difference of good sleep and not enough sleep is right here in the jerk. Let's see it. Wasn't very pretty, but I was able to get it. That right there is enough sleep at night. If I get smashed by 315, it means I was not sleeping enough, or I did some absurd workout prior or the day before. But anywho, that's going to be it for now. I'll talk to you on the next one. Have a great night. Peace.